It's the opening round of the NFL playoffs, and EA Sports continues its coverage of Super Wild Card Weekend. It's the Giants and the reigning NFC champs, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
Winner go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC Wild Card game. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now a handoff here to his running back.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Kaepernick going to throw. And that will be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
That is one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Saquon Barkley. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. Throwing now is Murray. He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. A give to Barkley out of the gun. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back. You need your wide receivers as blockers. Sometimes they get a hold.
The big runs are often a result of what they do on the perimeter. In this case, got caught holding, and this one will come back.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. So a nice run there, and I have to think a strong running game in the playoffs, maybe even more critical than the regular season. And if you go by the numbers, the man they have running it here, he was the best in the NFL.
And since he led the league in rushing yards, I think it means he's going to see the ball a lot in this game, too, because that's what they're built like. That's what they're built around. So I think the offensive line, the tight end, the wide receivers, everyone is coming together, wanting him to get the ball and get it often, and they want to carve some holes out there for him.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Saquon Barkley, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Cardinals will strike first here in this wild card matchup. Extra point good by Prater. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So the Giants getting the football back here for their 2nd drive. They've been a come-from-behind team all year. They'll need to do it again as they trail early in this wild card game. On play action, it's Kaepernick. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Galladay. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
Every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know, as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Throwing on first down is Kaepernick. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That catch good for only a couple. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. That was J.J. Watt getting in there and getting him to the ground. Here's 3rd and long. Kaepernick needing a big play to counteract the sack. Blitz coming here for Kaepernick. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down. And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. It means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's a give to Barkley. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
Breaks the tackle, now a rally. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And now hang on here because down on the field and appearing to be grimacing in some pain is the tight end Zach Ertz. The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. While the trainers take a look, they'll step aside. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 82 yards rushing for him in this first half as he has certainly carried over his regular season success into the playoffs. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Nifty running by Barkley there on first down. He scoots forward for 7 yards, sets him up nicely, 2nd and 3.
And when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. He had his eyes on the end zone once he hit the secondary, but they're finally able to slow him down.
Yeah, and I've got to look at this one from the defensive point of view. You just mentioned finally able to slow him down. They've got to figure out a way to make that at the point of attack, at the line of scrimmage, because once he gets through, he's shredding them.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Kyler Murray, 14 yards. And the Cardinals now adding on to their lead. Prater for the extra point. And that'll make the score 14-0. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And the play that polished it off was the touchdown run by Kyler Murray. Taking it about the 1. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combo. And he's going to go down. It's a sack on Kaepernick. Bradley Chubb leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs.
Just like that.
Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of buying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Now a handoff looking right. And his bid for the first down coming up short as he's tackled at the 25. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. On the return is Williams. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
They'll stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific. And obviously his vision and legs have hurdled him to this big number so far. We could be seeing something really special here.
And we'll see how much they give him the ball here. Oh, he shifts past him. A second juke. And he's got this down to the 35. 125 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Nice footwork at the 25. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What, is it 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
And that is caught by Brown for a Cardinal touchdown. Marquise Brown there to make the grab. And the Cardinals continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Extra point good by Prater. And that makes the score 21-0. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This fielded right at the goal line. And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And the Cardinals have got it. Going the other way. And they bring this one back. A scoop and score. A fumble recovery touchdown for Arizona. And that's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You force the fumble, think you got a chance at a turnover, and instead, not only do you give up the football, you also give up a touchdown as well.
Yeah, you just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble, but when they didn't come up with it, I think they relaxed a little bit or maybe lost their focus as well, and it ended up turning out to be a touchdown against them.
And he returns this to the 22. The The Giants with one final possession here in this first half. And we'll see how they want to play this. Just a little over 20 seconds to go.
Kaepernick now on first down. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Shepard. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So now a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 after roughing the passer.
Let's go, D. It's going to be a long day.
Throwing now is Kaepernick. Over the middle, complete. That's Hall. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. On 1st and 10, here's Kaepernick. Open target here, Darius Slayton. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. The long-distance shot before break comes up empty, but now Charles flipped the script. Time for likely one more play as field position becomes an issue.
Yeah, when you talk about field position, remember, if this kick is missed, the ball comes back to where? The spot that they snapped it from. So field position becomes a factor. I think in this spot, you might also want to think about throwing the Hail Mary. You know, put the ball up in the air. Maybe you can get 6 out of it instead of 3.
Yeah, see what happens. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. So we come upon halftime, an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout.
And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense.
And they've been the better of the two teams through 2 quarters of play, much to the chagrin of this home crowd.
Yeah, this score is a surprise to a lot of folks at home, although not to my dad. He predicted the visitors would win. And maybe to the folks in the stadium, but you know who is not a surprise to, partner? This team with the football. They were very confident coming in.
And from the 25, they worked this to the 29, a gain of 4.
A couple of extra defensive backs in the ball game here on 3rd and 6.
Murray now. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big 3rd quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
And despite a nice juke there, really good move, he only gets about a yard, and it brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10. Play fake. Murray. They'll roll him out right. This is caught. It's Brown. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A big play that time through the air. 34 yards. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cardinals take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Prater for the extra point. And that makes this 35-0 now. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
taken at about the 1. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
To throw, it's Kaepernick. And he fires one that's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
And right about now, you start to think, and maybe they're starting to think, gosh, maybe points aren't going to happen for us in this game.
Well, it's a thought that is worth having because so far in this game, this defense has not just had the upper hand. They've appeared to be a step ahead, maybe even 2 steps to everything they've done. They've had an answer for everything this offense has thrown at them.
And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
172 yards rushing for him now as he has been a central figure in trying to get his guys to the second round.
Sharp move, but can't find much space. Dropped just inside the 20. Kyle Fuller, the one to make the tackle.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Saquon Barkley saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game.
And the Cards have taken a 6-touchdown lead.
Extra point good by Prater. And it is 42-0. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
Taken at the goal line.
And we've got a penalty marker down here as he's able to get this only to the 20-yard line. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific. It's not a great starting field position as well.
Kaepernick now on 1st down. Going right side, he finds Slayton. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 1 quarter remains in this NFC Wild Card matchup. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On 1st down, Kaepernick. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. Bradley Chubb picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Well, the #1 mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry. To throw, Kaepernick. It's hauled in by Shepard. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They'd go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball. And if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway.
And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Taking it in from a yard out.
And the Giants are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter.
Extra point try good by Gano as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. On the return, Williams. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home, because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now. From the 31, Murray.
And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
Wow, 204 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
Again, idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be given a whole lot of credit to the running game of the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, we've had some great running backs in the NFL the last decade or so. Saquon Barkley might be among the smoothest of them all. What a heck of a run right there.
And how about the situation that we're in right now? Because this is the fourth quarter. So you know there's some tired legs out there on defense and probably some tired minds as well trying to chase guys around for 4 quarters. But this is where conditioning, athleticism, that separates the good backs from the great backs. And that was an A-plus effort right there.
And he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats. New York ready to go again offensively. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far. And they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 35. It's a big-time play there for the G-men. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Let's go, fellas.
So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Now Kaepernick. That's complete to Slayton. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. To throw is Kaepernick. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Shepard. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player.
From the 17, here's 2nd and 4.
While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Now Kaepernick. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Touchdown, Giants! A 14-yard touchdown. And the Giants get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Gano the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Williams now on the return.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Arizona's offense back out and ready to go. And you'd have to say they have done what they set out to do in this wild card round. It won't get easier from here, of course, but they'll certainly have some momentum built up for when they hit the road in the divisional round next weekend.
And a nice job there skipping away from the one tackle and ends up getting 5 yards out of that. Second down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll go to Barkley again. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. On 3rd down, Barkley. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves him with a 4th down now.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
And they'll run for it with Barkley. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. A 1st down carry for Barkley. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Well, 1 win down, still 3 to go to get to the most hallowed ground in sports, but a good